Well, here's my garden. I lost a whole bunch of those. I left them in the winter, this last winter. They got frozen. This dries out fast. We get over 100-degree weather. I've been having that for the past month. Struggling to keep everything alive. Sun damaged some of them, but they're still growing good. You know, birds are hitting them. See right here. So, but I'm getting stuff growing over here. These little ones. Almost lost a few. May lose these, I don't know. Looks like it's trying to come back. That other one, I think I lost it anyways. I need to trim these two up. The stupid spider mites got to them. They got to these two, but so did the heat. So as you see, I had to trim the hell out of them. Get rid of all the dead stuff on all of them. But they're darker now. They was lighter in color. I gave them yeast and sugar fermented together. This was already dark. The bugs loves this tomatillo plant. They eat that, the leaves on it. This one ain't touching too bad. You know, this is my first one. That one popped up on its own. I don't know which one it is, if it's the green bird, but it don't look like these leaves. And I don't know, but it may be the pineapple one that I bought 5-6 years ago. So the seed lasted all that time, and I even had dirt in compost. And you know how compost heats up and destroys everything in it except for nutrients. I did the same thing to this one. Lost that one. Lost that one. Lost that one due to this, spider mites. They got to these, all of them. But I had to fix them up and trim them up. I mean, as you can see, the color, you can see how it looks funny. It don't look good. Like this, and don't look like a pretty stem. It's ugly. That's what spider mites do. They sit there and they suck the blood out of, the liquid out of the plant. And that's what politicians do too. So I'm gonna throw that in there too, because that's what my channel's mostly about. I gave this the fermented yeast and sugar. You can let it sit for, you just mix it together, let it sit for 2 hours. Oh wow, I got a bucket that has no holes in it. I didn't know. And that was for potatoes, but none of them came up because it was too damn hot. That's a pecan tree back there. And these are all my mulberry trees. And they're all still doing good. And then I got my watermelon plants. I had one, right there, but I didn't water it in time. Too damn hot, and it died. It dried. But I got another one right there starting. And they're looking good because I gave them the same stuff. And put it in these. These is where you put stuff in there like compost to give it more nutrients, but may not need those. That other stuff that I just gave them works better, but they're taking off. So I'm waiting to get more. The ants are getting in it and they're pollinating it. So. And I keep this here because you actually have to keep the main plant or the root system cool. If they don't stay cool, they die. And that's why I lost that one watermelon plant. It didn't stay cool enough. Damn it. I lost that one. But I got enough time. I should be able to get a few watermelons for winter. And winter here don't start till really after December. But yeah, I lost this. I don't see anything looking like it's gonna come back. I watered the hell out of it and gave it that stuff, watered the hell out of it. I don't know. Maybe if I trim it up to the stems and shorten it, whatever below this will probably just. But when you do that to the plants and you trim them the hell up, they say normally it's like putting them in shock and they'll explode. I had to trim this up. There was just way too many branches, and they require a lot of water. But I found out too, you don't want to keep them wet because these will root rot faster than any other plant. So I have to water them every other day, and I have to soak the hell out of them. But once we get to cool off finally, I want to water it, but once every 3 or 4 days. Once we get below 90 degrees. Well, that one died. Little cut onion. I got 3 little ones that kind of bulbed up. They even seeded. My pineapple plant, I guess I watered it, kept it wet too long. I gotta let it sit here and dry out. And even sat in here or in the middle. And it's indented so it held water. And I was watering all these every day. And these do real good when you keep them, the soil moist. Now I'm gonna bury this and it'll grow all roots. Same thing with this. I'm gonna do the same thing with this. And as these grow, I ain't cutting any more off. Because I used to sit here and just sit here, cut the bigger ones and let the bottoms dry out and then plant them and they'll root. And I need to bury that and you know, bury most of that. Give them a good foundation. But they stay watered, they'll thicken up. They won't be all thin and stuff. These, the way they look, if I was to keep them wet, they won't be indented. They'll thicken up like that one did. There won't be an indentation. And that's when they do better. And they'll start producing. And they get plenty of water. But it's still going to be a while. All clones. I lost all my originals. I ignorantly left them in the, or stupidly left them in the, where they got cold. And these grow fast. This is the garlic. It has a thicker or wider leaves. And all of these are all onion flavor chives. So that's my garden. And this is the black wine grape. And I gotta have this stay watered with the 100-degree weather. It's above 90 degrees. They gotta be watered as soon as it's dry. They can't, they can't stay dry. They're not heat tolerant. They're drought tolerant, but that does not mean they're heat tolerant. Nothing is almost heat tolerant. But those can be heat tolerant, and maybe this, if that solution actually does work, like this other guy says it works. And you use it for cucumbers and squash plants too. And they grow bigger leaves. They can last through the summer, the heat. So I'll find out next year. But these darkened up. I come out here yesterday or today and I noticed they're dark. And they were a lot lighter. So that solution has all the nutrients they need. Because when plants and trees or fruit drops, it ferments, rots, and gives them more nutrients and keeps them healthy. So I'm giving that to my date tree and my pecan trees right now. So I'm about to make up some more to give to the rest of my pecan trees. But that's my garden.